Welcome to my next video about the Dark Eye core rules, and I'm going to talk about the tradition of the elves. And there is not as much to say about the tradition of the elves as there is to say about the other traditions, because the other traditions are basically they come with a profession, like guild mage, which has you have been raised, or a lot of your life you have been, since you've been a child, you have been in an academy taught by mages, and you have a certain philosophy learned there about life, and you have a special status within society as a guild mage. And also witches, you belong to a sisterhood, and the sisterhood has great influence on your life and such. And this is tightly bound to the tradition, but elves are just elves. They live in their elven community, and this dominates their life. Where they have been raised, their culture they have been lived in. This is more defining to an elf, and their magical ability is part of that. So that's why here is not a lot of things explained. You don't have to explain a sisterhood, you don't have to explain guild mages or special laws regarding them and philosophies. And everything of this becomes with a bit with a profession, but profession is not so strict like it is for other, and it comes mostly, what an elf is comes with the culture he has been raised in. And the only thing described here are a few elven songs. Elves can play magical songs, and these magical songs can only be used by elves, because when you sing them, you have to sing with two voices at once, and that is an advantage you have to take, and it can only be taken by elves. And so they are the only ones who can use these magical songs. And the magical songs listed here are the memory melody, don't know my translation, helps the elf to remember something that has been happening years ago. An elf can become very, very old. They don't really age, or they don't, there is no tendencies to die at old age. Elves only die when their purpose in life is fulfilled, or they no longer have to fulfill this purpose. It can be that they learn while they're grown up that there is some purpose to their life, and they try to fulfill it, and then they eventually, after a few years old, or after 500 years, they have fulfilled it, and then they will basically die. But also they might have a certain role within their tribe, and then a younger elf is born and takes over this role, and then the older elf may also die because he no longer needs to fulfill that purpose. So they can age for thousands of years. If depending on the situation, they can live very, very long, unless they are killed or something like that. And so this can be a very useful ability for an elf who is very old and who tries to remember something he has already forgotten. The next thing is the Song of Peace, which basically calms everybody down around you and makes people unable to be aggressive and attack each other. Then we have the Song of Friendship. This is something that involves two elves. They both have to sing the Song of Friendship, and this will forge a bond between them that allows them to, for example, feel the presence of the other one, or feel if the other is in danger or has a very strong emotional reaction over some distance. They can feel this, or they are even able to heal each other by transferring life energy, hit points from one to the other. And the next is the melody of, I don't know how to translate it. It basically helps you when you're singing while you are working on something, when you're producing something, and it makes your skill checks to build something easier. Then the Song of Sorrow. You basically can learn something about a friend who is far away. You will get a general impression of his state, if he is in fear, or if he's content, if he's happy, if he's sad, if he's sick. You won't learn details, and it's not a way to communicate with that person, but you get a general impression of a good friend who is far away. And then there is the magic melody, and it's simply after the song has been played, the elf gets a bonus on all spells he's casting, a bonus of 1 or 2 depending on how well he did for the skill test for the song. And the skill tests for the songs can be, they are not a skill on their own. You use singing or playing music to perform the rituals. So the test is on singing or playing music, play instrument, and sometimes it is specific. For example, the song you're playing while you're working on something, you have to sing it basically because you're working with your hands, so you can't play an instrument, and this is a song that has to be sung. But for others, you can choose if you use to sing it, or if you're singing it, or if you're playing an instrument. For others, it is set that you have to play an instrument to play it, or you have to sing to perform the ritual. That's all about the tradition of the elves and about their rituals. I think the only thing left in the chapter about magic is the different spells and the general special abilities. And I'm going through this in an extra video. And for now, that's it with the traditions. If you have questions about the traditions, about the tradition of the elves, then make a comment, send me a message, ask, and I try to answer it. And that's it for this video, so bye.